Shu Yunxi, you drugged me. Do you realize this is a crime that will ruin your entire family?
Shu Yunxi's second life is deadlier than her first, beginning not with schemes, but a fatal promotion. A modern boardroom master must now use her skills to survive an ancient harem's lethal workplace.
You're saying an educated modern woman like me has to fight a bunch of women for just one man?
Before she can even process her new life, Empress Su Manman orders her to be dragged away for a minor breach of etiquette. In this moment of life and death, a mysterious palace struggle system binds to her soul, offering her a chance to survive this lethal workplace. The Emperor's intervention saves Shu. Seeing her value, the Empress pivots, promoting Shu to first attendant instead of punishing her.
Hold on.
At the bottom of the hierarchy, the former modern VP treats this harem as a corporation to climb to the top.
What a total humiliation. I, Shu Yunxi, have always been a winner. I've never been at the bottom.
Shu detects musk in the Empress's incense, a secret gift, ensuring the queen remains childless forever.
Guan Yi incense? It seems the imperial couple isn't as happy as they look. With such a heavy dose of musk, I'm afraid the queen lost her fertility long ago.
The Empress plans to use Shu as a surrogate, only to kill her and take the child. It's a slaughterhouse.
Lady Chen, go and teach Lady Shu how to serve well.
To prepare for her first night with the Emperor, Shu practices yoga to improve her flexibility. However, the Empress uses this unconventional behavior as an excuse to strike, accusing her of practicing scandalous witchcraft right in the inner palace.
How dare you, Lady Shu? You dare practice your witchcraft right under my nose? Where is the law of the inner palace?
The Empress orders a brutal lesson. Shu learns that modern logic cannot shield her from feudal cruelty.
Someone, come here. Lady Shu just entered the palace and doesn't know the rules. Teach her a proper lesson.
Bamboo sticks beat her feet, a cruel, invisible torture designed to preserve her face for the Emperor.
The foot torture, beating the soles with bamboo, is the most sensitive spot. It causes agonizing pain, but it leaves no marks. Nanny Chen, carry out the sentence.
The Empress plays a false show of kindness with medicine, a classic strategy to keep her pawn compliant.
Looking so pitiful, it breaks my heart. Nanny Chen, quickly apply the medicine to Lady Shu, lest we delay her time with the Emperor. Don't blame me for the lesson just now. In this palace, walls have ears. You were out in broad daylight, improperly dressed. If anyone else had found out, instead of me, you'd be ruined for good. There now. Apply the medicine well. Didn't I promise that I would protect you?
Shu projects strength and confesses her love, breaking the Emperor's boredom with her sheer audacity.
Growing up under my father's influence, not even the brutality of the battlefield scares me. So why fear this? Besides, since the day of the selection, I have been deeply in love with you.
Shu hints at the incense secret. Enraged by her boldness, the Emperor threatens her entire family.
Shu Yunxi, you drugged me. Do you realize this is a crime that will ruin your entire family?
Shu offers to be the Emperor's sword against the Su family. They form a pact. She can have a son for him alone.
I'll allow you to have a son. However, it's not for the Empress, it's for me.
Returning to the Empress, Shu plays the role of a failure to perfection, convincing her leader that she was too cowardly to seduce the Emperor. She subtly drives a wedge between the imperial couple, waiting for her own opening to strike.
You useless fool! If you didn't catch his eye the first time, will you ever have another chance? Now get out of my sight.
Shu is promoted to noble lady with her own palace, rising right before the Empress's eyes.
Hear the Emperor's words. Attendant Lady Shu, being gentle and modest, has pleased me greatly. She is promoted to noble lady today, residing at Yunyan Palace.
Shu intercepts the Emperor in the garden, using her wit and fragrance to secure her spot as his favorite.
My lord, I didn't know you would come here. Please forgive me for not greeting you properly.
Shu Yunxi is left waiting in an empty bed, her pride shattered when she learns she was intercepted. As the Empress's family loses their grip on the Emperor's heart, the battle lines are drawn. But in this palace of mirrors, who is truly the hunter and who is the prey? The real war has only just begun.
If you dare speak a word of this, your family will pay the price.
A few days ago, my father sent word to me. Great General Su actually forced him to sell official positions. Worried he'd take the fall, I had him keep the evidence. But then he discovered this was authorized by the Queen.
The real war has indeed begun. And Shu Yunxi isn't wasting a single second to strike at the Shu family's foundation. She knows that in this palace, information is the only currency that matters, and she's about to cash in her father's secret files. By framing it as her father's loyalty to the crown, she hands the emperor the perfect excuse to dismantle the empress's power base without looking like a tyrant.
This jade pendant commands the western 6 palaces. Showing this is like seeing the head of the 4 consorts. Today, I bestow it upon you, so you can assist me better.
The emperor is no fool. He recognizes a sharp blade when he sees one. As a reward for her tactical brilliance, he grants her a token of authority that even the empress cannot ignore. Shu Yunxi accepts the promotion, knowing full well that this jade pendant is as much a shield as it is a target. Furious at Yingshui's failure, the empress vents her frustration with a brutal display of power.
Watch your attitude. Whatever my flaws, I am still the head of the harem. You're just a lowly concubine's daughter. Without you, the Shu family can always find someone else.
A sharp slap echoes through the room as the empress reminds her own kin that in this family, utility is the only thing that earns you a seat at the table. Shu stops playing the victim and strikes back at the empress with the one truth she cannot hide.
Your Majesty is likely here because First Attendant Shu didn't even see the Emperor last night, and you're here, taking it out on me.
The masks are off now. Shu is no longer just a surrogate. She's a rival who knows exactly where the empress is most vulnerable. Enraged by the insolence, the empress orders a brutal punishment. She wants to see Shu's face ruined before the sun sets, but her timing is off by mere seconds.
Slap her hard. Slap her until she understands exactly who's in charge here.
The slap is halted as the emperor's decree turns the hierarchy upside down. The prey is now the judge. The decree isn't just a promotion, it's a declaration of war. Shu Yunxi is now consort Qian, and she's been given the one thing the empress fears most, administrative power.
By the grace of heaven, the emperor decrees, Shu Yunxi is clever and gifted, which greatly comforts me. She is promoted to consort, given the title Virtuous, awarded 1,000 gold dollars and 100 rolls of silk. Starting today, she will move into Qixiang Palace and assist the Empress in managing harem affairs. This is my command.
The Empress watches her pawn rise. The Emperor arrives to seal the deal, publicly forcing the Empress to accept her new partner in power. It's a masterful move of political theater.
Consort Qian is the Empress's right hand. With both of you, my harem will be at peace.
A bloodbath is promised. Shu purges the palace from the bottom up, starting with the imperial kitchen to secure her power.
It's Shu Yunxi again. When my rank was low, the Empress's people could cut my rations at will and mistreat my staff. Now that I am Consort Qian, I must settle this score.
She intercepts the luxury meals meant for her rivals, setting the stage for a confrontation with the kitchen's corrupt leadership. Nanny Lai thinks she's untouchable, but Shu is about to impose a new set of rules.
I have served in this palace for decades. I've seen plenty of favored concubines. Your Grace, you just gained power. You shouldn't lose your temper so easily. After all, the tables always turn. If things go south and you're sent to the cold palace, countless people like you have simply withered away there.
The sound of the cane hitting flesh sends a message to every servant in the palace. The old regime is over. Shu Yunxi isn't just a consort, she's the new boss. The Empress ruthlessly sacrifices her own servant to maintain an image of fairness.
Nanny Li, you've been by my side for so many years. How could you make such a huge mistake? Over the years, you've used my name to extort quite a fortune. For the sake of our years together, just retire and go home.
By casting Nanny Li aside, the Empress tries to stop the purge before it reaches her own doorstep. It's a calculated retreat, but Shu Yunxi isn't finished yet. The conflict escalates from the kitchen to the court. A brave official, likely tipped off by Shu's network, brings a formal impeachment against the Empress's powerful brother.
Today, I dare to impeach Great General Protector of the State and Su Yuan for forming cliques and embezzling military funds. They must pay the price.
The Shu family's corruption is finally being dragged into the light, and the Emperor's reaction will determine the fate of the entire dynasty. The Emperor hands Shu the evidence to destroy the Shu family, giving her the power to strike.
I have no interest in this. Since you have the roster, handle it as you see fit.
Shu now holds the Shu family's death warrant in her hands. The boardroom veteran knows that the best way to win a war is to let your enemy think they still have a chance. But the Empress isn't going down without a fight. Cornered and desperate, she's planning a final, lethal counterattack during the most sacred event of the year.
Shu Yunxi, enjoy yourself while you can. Soon, at the grand sacrifice, I'll make you realize that being my dog is your only smart choice.
The hunter becomes the prey.
The turtle shell has cracked. Calamity is coming. Your Majesty, this is a sign of a great disaster.
The grand sacrifice has arrived, and the Empress's trap is finally springing. As the incense smoke rises, astronomer Liu Cheng suddenly shatters the sacred silence with a chilling prophecy, claiming the heavens have spoken against the Emperor's favorite. The accusation is clear. Shu Yunxi is a bad omen, whose very presence threatens the survival of the Great Yan dynasty.
The cracking of the turtle shell today proves the arrival of a wicked concubine. It's an omen that the court will fall, and the nation will be in danger.
Shu Yunxi doesn't flinch. She knows this is a corporate-style smear campaign designed to get her fired, or worse, executed. But Liu Cheng is relentless, using the physical crack in the turtle shell as his smoking gun. The Su family isn't just watching, they're leading the charge. General Su Yuan leverages his military prestige to incite a collective protest from the officials, forcing the emperor into a corner where he must choose between his consort and his country.
Your Majesty, please put the nation first. Punish the wicked concubine to satisfy heaven's will. Punish the wicked concubine to satisfy heaven's will. Punish the wicked concubine to satisfy heaven's will.
Facing a wall of kneeling officials, Shu Yunxi pivots the blame with surgical precision. If she is a demon, then the person who handpicked her for the harem must be either incompetent or a conspirator herself.
And my birth details were double-checked by the Household Bureau. If my fate is flawed, then wouldn't it mean the Empress is a poor judge of character, brought a demon into the palace, and planned to ruin the court?
Shu forces the Empress to choose between destroying her rival or protecting her clan's prestige. The Empress switches from prosecutor to defender, hoping to hide the Su family's corruption.
Believe Sister Consort Xian is not evil. There must be a mistake.
Shu Yunxi sees right through the mask, noting how quickly the Empress's tune changed once her own family was at risk. The Emperor delivers a verdict that seems to end Shu Yunxi's rise forever, to maintain order.
Shu Yunxi, you disrupted the sacred ceremony, spreading fear and causing chaos. Starting now, your titles are revoked, banished to the cold palace, never to return.
As the guards attempt to remove her, Shu Yunxi suddenly collapses. The Emperor, perhaps looking for any excuse to stall, halts the execution of his own order and calls for the imperial physicians.
If I punish you now, I would appear somewhat cold and heartless. Eunuch Liu, call the physician.
The physician's report transforms a scene of banishment into a royal celebration.
Congratulations, Your Majesty. Grand celebrations are in order. Consort Xian is pregnant.
The Empress pivots, begging to keep the pregnant consort under her care to steal the child.
Sister Yunxi is pregnant. This is a blessing for our land. I beg you, Your Majesty, for the sake of the royal heir, let her stay in my palace to recover and expand the royal lineage.
The Emperor remains unmoved, ordering the pregnant witch to be dragged away regardless.
Shu Yunxi, you disrupted the grand sacrifice. Your reputation as a witch is widespread. Even if the child is born, it would be born of sin, tainting the royal bloodline and shaking the state's foundation. My mind is made up. Guards, take her away.
In the cold palace, the Empress threatens Shu's father to claim the unborn child.
Shu Yunxi, why so serious? I'm doing this for the sake of the royal heir. By the way, my brother sent a letter recently saying the father of Shu Yunxi is suffering in the military and is badly injured. The military camp is a miserable place with no one to care for him. If something happens to him,
The banishment was a move to protect the baby. Now, the counterstrike begins. At a banquet, the Emperor demands General Su surrender his military authority.
Old General Su, you've held the Tiger Tally for years and have served with great distinction. It's time you take a rest.
General Su mocks the Emperor's authority, discarding his mask of loyalty.
The Empress needn't say more. My lord, this tally was given by the late Emperor. When I followed him onto the battlefield, you were likely still learning how to write. I've spent half my life at war, serving the country with loyalty. Now that you've barely secured your throne, you want to cast me aside?
Shu Yunxi and her father walk into the banquet, shattering the Su family's confidence.
How dare you, Shu Jingde? Without being summoned, you dare leave the camp. Do you know the penalty for this?
Shu publicly indicts General Su for high treason and embezzlement. She comes for blood.
My lord, my father was harmed by the Su family, and I, accuse Great General Protector of the State and Shu Yuan of these crimes?
The Emperor presents evidence of corruption, ending the general's invincible status overnight.
See for yourself. You, the Shu family, sold government positions using power. Do you have no respect for me?
Shu Yunxi reveals records of bribes, proving the Shu family's loyalty was a lie.
I have more evidence. Over the past few years, I was pressured by the general's estate to use my office for the Shu family's gain. Every single instance has been recorded with perfect clarity. Your Majesty, please review this.
The Empress tries to distance herself from her brother, but the Emperor is ready to purge the court.
Your Majesty, what my family brother has done has nothing to do with me.
Shu Yunxi drags the astronomer Liu Qing back into the light. She exposes the 10,000 gold coins he received just before the sacrifice, proving the divine omen was nothing but a paid performance.
Confused? I think you were blinded by greed and took something you shouldn't have. Your accountant recorded 10,000 gold coins appearing from nowhere, and the date they arrived was the day before the ceremony. Speak! Who ordered you to frame me?
With bribery exposed, the Empress admits guilt and faces a humiliating confinement.
The Empress. The Imperial Bureau took bribes to frame my consort, and you failed to manage them. Do you admit your guilt?
Shu is restored and handed the Phoenix Seal, granting her power over the entire harem.
Congratulations, Phoenix Seal obtained. Intrigue level surged 90%. Mystery reward +1.
The Shu family's influence peaks, but the real war begins as the desperate Shu family plots revenge.
That brat Xiao Yutian, if he can seize my army today, he'll wipe out the Shu family tomorrow. Your so-called foundation is just a house of cards.
The Shu family's influence has reached an all-time high, but in this palace, a cornered beast is the most dangerous. The Empress and her brother, General Shu Yuan, are watching their foundation crumble like a house of cards, and the tension between them is reaching a boiling point. The general is losing his patience with his sister's cautious schemes, sensing the Emperor's blade already at their necks.
Since Xiao Yutian is so heartless, then don't blame me for being ruthless.
Her brother's stinging words force the Empress to abandon her last shred of hesitation. If the Emperor is determined to be heartless, she decides she will be the first to draw blood, setting a lethal plan in motion to reclaim their stolen glory. Assassins strike during a tender moment. Shu throws herself before a blade to save the Emperor.
Your Majesty, watch out! Protect the Emperor! An assassin! Guards!
The Empress takes an arrow for the Emperor, but he sees through the theatrical sacrifice.
Once I'm done with the envoys, I'll promote some of the Shu family kinsmen to military lieutenants. What a clever play for sympathy. Who else but Shu Yuan would dare try to take me out at the palace? Shu Manman, you took that arrow for me?
Western envoys insult the dynasty with a coffin, throwing the court into an uproar.
How dare you? To bring a coffin before the Emperor. What is your intent?
Shu Yunxi stops the Emperor from signing a ruinous treaty, calling out the foreigner's arrogance.
But there is something I must ask, my Lord Envoy. Did you just call us a group of fools? Saying we can't even read?
Shu Yunxi steps forward to save the nation's honor after the Empress's protege fails a musical challenge.
It seems your talents are nothing special.
Shu's first attempt is a noisy disaster. The Empress mocks her for dragging the Empire's dignity through the mud.
Your Majesty, you see, I told you she couldn't do it. Compared to First Attendant Shui, this is even worse noise. Isn't she just dragging Great Yan's dignity through the mud?
Shu tunes the piano, transforming clanging into a melody that leaves the hall breathless.
How is this possible? How can this be?
Shu exposes the traps in the foreign contract, turning the tables on the envoy Atli.
You. When I arrived in the capital, I heard you were a witch. Now you're spreading lies to insult my king.
When Atli collapses, the Empress accuses Shu of witchcraft to eliminate her.
Consort Xian, can you really use magic? Your Majesty, everyone saw it. This can't be fake.
Pushed into a corner, Shu faces the Empress's demand for a confession.
Consort Xian, why don't you just confess? If you admit it now, the king might be lenient with you.
Shu performs CPR on the corpse, which the court sees as a horrific desecration.
His pupils still react to light? Time to show some real skills.
Atli is revived, and Shu's brute force prevents a bloody war between nations.
My lord is quite tough. One punch from me was enough to bring him back from the edge.
Shu is now indispensable, but she's also the ultimate target of a dying regime. The true test begins.
Your Majesty, when this envoy entered the hall, his behavior was already strange. First, he used that piano to cause trouble, then he produced a contract in a foreign tongue, full of vague and unclear terms, urging you to sign it immediately. And now, he stages this dramatic scene of coming back to life, disrupting the court to avoid the investigation. His actions are suspicious and his intentions are wicked. Your Majesty, please look into this.
The true test of survival has indeed begun, as the Western envoys find out that Shu Yunxi's sharp eyes are even more dangerous than her music. She isn't just listening to their melodies, she's reading between the lines of their treacherous contract. While the court stands in stunned silence, Yunxi dismantles the foreign deception with the cold logic of a modern professional, exposing the traps hidden in their vague terms. Her words hit the hole like a physical blow, stripping away the envoys' dignity and leaving their malicious intent bare for the emperor to see. Atli's act fails. The envoys beg for mercy as the emperor's fury boils over.
This was due to our own lack of knowledge and sudden greed. We lost our way for a moment. We beg, Your Majesty, for the sake of our past friendship, be lenient.
The emperor orders the deceivers dragged away before they poison his court further. Saving the empire's honor earns Yunxi a reward that sends shockwaves through the harem. The emperor grants her the Wenyuan Pavilion Jade Pendant, a symbol of intellectual authority that allows her to participate in state affairs, effectively making her his most trusted advisor.
An achievement is an achievement. I declare, Consort Xian, Yunxi of the Shu family, possesses both virtue and talent. Her exceptional performance in today's diplomacy has brought honor to our nation. I grant her the Wenyuan Pavilion Jade Pendant. She may enter and leave at will to study the ancient texts. In future foreign affairs, Consort Xian may join the discussion to assist me in my duties.
This promotion is a direct challenge to the traditional power structure, and Yunxi accepts it with a grace that hides her internal triumph. The Empress summons Consort Zhao, hoping to use her scholarly jealousy to cut Shu down.
Consort Zhao's grandfather is a veteran of Wenyuan Pavilion, and she prides herself on her talent. Now that the witch Shu Yunxi can enter Wenyuan Pavilion alone and involve herself in state affairs, how could she ever be satisfied?
The Empress watches from the shadows, waiting for the two talented women to tear each other apart. Zhao Jieyu blocks Shu's path.
Yes, you're right. Sister Jieyu is right. Wenyuan Pavilion was originally built by your grandfather. When it comes to talent, not just in this palace, but in all of Great Yan, who can possibly match you? Consort Xian has probably never even finished reading Lessons for Women.
The apology is dripping with sarcasm, a clear signal that the peace in the harem is officially over. A scholarly duel is set a trap designed to humiliate Shu publicly.
Ladies seeking wisdom as role models for the palace is a wonderful thing. Consort Xian, what do you think? Shu Yunxi, don't think your clever trick against the envoy means I don't have a way to expose you.
Yunxi accepts the challenge with a calm smile, already planning how to turn this academic ambush into another stepping stone. Shu reframes astrology as a practical guide, turning a superstitious trap into a lesson.
Fortunately, I happened to read that same book yesterday. Otherwise, she would have stumped me. Observing the stars at night isn't just for fortune telling, but to better track the seasons for farming purposes. When the handle points east, it signals that spring is here. As it gets warmer, it reminds people to prepare for the end of the cold. When the handle points north, it means winter has arrived, bringing more rain and snow. This serves as a warning to areas prone to flooding. Your Majesty, allow me to say this. A ruler should understand the people's hardships and adapt to changing times.
Her logic leaves the Empress's scheme in tatters. At the following banquet, Yunxi takes the opportunity to redefine the role of a woman in the palace. She rejects the narrow definitions of her rivals, arguing that a consort's true duty is to share the emperor's burdens, not just to look beautiful.
A mother who educates her child, a wife who manages the household, and for us, as your consorts, sharing the emperor's burdens are all within a woman's duty.
The emperor is visibly moved by her vision, further cementing her position as his indispensable partner. Realizing that words cannot defeat Yunxi, the Empress resorts to more lethal methods. She personally delivers a supplement laced with musk, a substance deadly to an unborn child, all while wearing a mask of sisterly concern.
Bring it in. This is made from many fine herbs, carefully brewed into a tonic. It's very beneficial for the royal baby. Drink it while it's hot.
Yunxi's keen sense of smell detects the poison immediately, but she smiles and accepts the gift, already forming a plan to use the Empress's own weapon against her. Shu presents the poison to the Emperor, then stages a collapse to expose the Empress's betrayal.
Your Majesty, Empress, your ladyship sent this today, claiming it is wonderful for the royal baby. I thought such a high-quality tonic should be shared with you to show my appreciation.
The palace is thrown into a frenzy as Yunxi plays the victim perfectly, leaving the Empress with no room to crawl out of the hole she dug for herself. The Emperor's fury is a cold fire when the physicians confirm the presence of red flour in the tonic. Cornered and desperate, the Empress lashes out at her own maid, striking her in a pathetic attempt to shift the blame and save her own neck.
Shu Yunxi, you're quite lucky. I used such a strong dose, yet your child actually survived. A pity, really. Did you think I didn't have a backup plan?
The slap echoes through the room, but it fails to convince the Emperor, who sees the Empress's desperation for exactly what it is, a confession of guilt. The Empress is isolated. Yunxi knows the mask is shattered, but the deadliest phase of the battle has begun.
The physician has confirmed that the soup the Empress sent to Consort Xian today contained plenty of toxins. Nanny Chen testified that it was you who entered the pharmacy and asked her about Consort Xian's pregnancy.
The poison of doubt is already spreading through the palace halls, exactly as the Empress intended. Inside the cold walls, Nanny Chen trembles as she reveals the sinister plot to end Yunxi's pregnancy before it even begins. Yunxi remains calm, her eyes fixed on the Empress. She knows the woman who once treated her like a sister has already prepared a sacrificial lamb to take the fall.
The physician has confirmed that the soup the Empress sent to Consort Xian today contained plenty of toxins. Nanny Chen testified that it was you.
The Empress points her finger at Consort Zhao, framing her as a jealous rival to hide her own guilt. As the guards move to seize the innocent Consort Zhao, Yunxi realizes that letting this framing succeed only makes the Empress stronger. She steps forward, using cold logic to dismantle the Empress's clumsy trap.
If Consort Zhao truly wanted to harm me, she had many ways. Why pick the time when the Empress was sending supplements? That would only implicate the Empress. Such a stupid plan is not something a gifted woman like Great Yan would come up with. The person who wants my child gone must be someone else.
Yunxi's intervention forces the Emperor to pause, but the Empress is a master of redirection. She agrees to an investigation, confident that her trail is already covered by another layer of lies.
Consort Xian has a point. Perhaps someone in my palace behaved poorly or had sticky fingers and was used by others, for all I know.
A terrified maid reveals a distraction during the tonic's brewing under pressure.
Speak. Regarding the tonic today, from the brewing until it reached Consort Xian, was there anything strange? If you lie even once, you'll pay with your life.
Shu notices the tonic's unusual consistency, planting suspicion in the Emperor's mind.
Your Majesty, while taking my tonics today, I noticed that the tonic sent by the Empress was thinner than usual. I didn't think much of it at the time.
Shu forces a eunuch to admit he was near the pot, hinting at another shadow.
Your Majesty, have mercy. I was only following Lady Zhao's orders to get the tonic. I saw the maid was busy, and her medicine pot was right there. I was just curious, so I took a look, but I swear, I didn't touch anything, let alone poison it.
The tide finally turns when the kitchen staff identifies a familiar face near the medicine pot. Nanny Chen, the Empress's most trusted confidant, is caught in the crosshairs, and her frantic denials only heighten the tension.
Su Manman has been here for years. In the games of the palace, she's the absolute master above everyone else. Is there really no way to turn this around?
The Empress threatens Nanny Chen to ensure her silence and protect her lineage.
First Attendant Shui. Think carefully about this. Nanny Chen, slandering your master, is a fatal crime that wipes out your entire lineage.
The palace air grows colder as the Empress decides to cut off a limb to save the body. She turns her gaze toward her own cousin, Shu Yunxi, forcing her to choose between her own life and the safety of her parents.
Father serves at the border, and your mother manages the house. Life must be very difficult for them. If your reckless actions ended up bringing trouble to your family, that would be a great betrayal of your parents.
Yunxi realizes she is a disposable pawn, pushed toward a forced confession by the Empress.
Your Majesty, I didn't do it. I swear to heaven I never touched that food box. This involves the royal heir. Even if I usually despise Shu Yunxi, I still know how serious this is.
To save her parents, Yunxi confesses to the poisoning, taking the full blame.
I lost my mind, jealous that Consort Xian was pregnant and favored by you. So I secretly added safflower into the food box and framed Consort Zhao. I beg your Majesty for mercy.
Shu sees the Empress's hollow victory, trading a relative's life for safety.
Lending a hand for a kill and framing others is truly a masterpiece. Poor Shu Yunxi. In the end, she's just a disposable pawn in these palace struggles.
The investigation concludes with a blood-stained confession, but the truth remains buried under layers of intrigue. Yunxi acknowledges the Empress's ruthless victory, knowing the real war has only just begun.
Su Man, you've won. Using the life of a distant relative to save your own reputation is quite a bargain.
The Empress clears her name with blood.
Empress. Lately there's been too much trouble here. First, Consort Xian almost lost her baby, and now Shu Yunxi plotting against the royal heir. You are the head of the inner palace. You should be more careful about these things, and keep this palace in order. Don't let these filthy matters reach my ears again.
The Emperor's mercy runs dry as Yunxi faces the price for a crime she barely understood. The Shu family is severed. Loyalty is no longer a shield for the Empress.
Empress. Lately there's been too much trouble here. First, Consort Xian almost lost her baby, and now Shu Yunxi plotting against the royal heir. You are the head of the inner palace. You should be more careful about these things, and keep this palace in order. Don't let these filthy matters reach my ears again.
The execution is just the beginning of the purge. Turning his icy gaze toward the head of the harem, the Emperor makes it clear that the Empress's failure to maintain order is a stain he will no longer tolerate. The palace walls have ears, and right now, they are listening to the sound of a queen's crumbling authority. Su Maman bows her head, her apologies as hollow as the peace she tries to maintain. She knows the Emperor isn't just asking for order, he's warning her that her time at the top is nearing its end. As the court disperses, the mask of civility between the two most powerful women in the harem finally slips. The Empress tries to use the fate of Shu Yunxi as a warning, but Yunxi is no longer the terrified girl who first entered these gates. She meets the Empress's gaze with a sharpness that suggests she's ready to do more than just survive.
Don't you worry about my health, Sister Consort Xian. Right now, your primary task is to take care of the baby, and strive to give the Emperor a healthy prince as soon as possible. That is where your true luck lies. Return to the palace.
Shu's retort leaves the Empress fuming. The next wind may topple her.
Right now, that witch Shu Yunxi is still carrying a child, and Xiao Yutian treats her like a treasure. Once she gives birth, I'll make her understand who the true master is. Of this palace, this court, and even the entire world. I will rule everything. Shu Yunxi, Xiao Yutian, just you wait. Everything I've lost, I'll take back bit by bit.
With Zhao's defection, the queen is a cornered beast, desperate and dangerous. She clings to her title, but the Shu family's fall is now a countdown.
Shu Yunxi is truly considerate. I have been praying lately to bring blessings to the baby in Shu Yunxi's womb.
Shu visits the queen. Their pleasantries cut deeper than any blade. Shu rewrites the rules. The queen's threats weren't just empty words. Consort Zhao, desperate to prove her new loyalty, brings news of a sinister plot. Su Manman is spending a fortune to bribe every midwife in the capital, turning the very people who should protect Yunxi into potential executioners.
Su Manman truly hasn't given up. Bribing midwives, contacting ministers. She wants to ruin me.
With her life and her child's future on the line, Yunxi realizes the palace has become a death trap. If she stays, she's handing her baby to a hired killer. Shu vanishes at night to find a doctor who cannot be bought.
I will leave the palace in secret to find a reliable doctor.
She leaves behind the red walls and the lies, stepping into the unknown to save the only thing that matters. But in this palace, no one leaves without being noticed. But she isn't as alone as she thinks. Outside the palace gates, she runs straight into the Emperor himself. Instead of fury, she finds a man who has been secretly walking the same path, searching for the same miracle to protect his family.
Yunxi, you've been through so much. I actually had the same concern.
The Emperor's power cannot buy the miracle they seek. This divine healer is more than just difficult. She's a legend with rules that would make a saint swear. She won't treat royals, she won't treat the wicked, and most importantly, she won't treat the ugly. Even the Son of Heaven was turned away for looking too healthy.
Behind a bamboo curtain, she told me that I didn't look like I'd die young, so she wouldn't treat me.
It's a bizarre situation that would be funny if the stakes weren't so high. If the Emperor can't move her with authority, Yunxi will have to move her with something far more precious. At the healer's hut, Shu offers fragrance secrets that can heal as well as herbs.
Elder healer, I, Shu Yunxi, am here today. only because I fear for my unborn child at the hands of wicked people. Out of desperation, I dared to come and bother you, imploring for your help. I'm willing to give you my fragrance techniques, or even serve you as your servant to repay the favor. Since the healer has such a strange temper, I have to offer something practical. There must be something she needs.
The lure is set, and the healer's curiosity is piqued. But in the world of legends, nothing is given for free. The real test is only just beginning. To earn the healer's help, Yunxi must survive 3 trials that would break a seasoned warrior. The first challenge is a race against time in a ravine filled with deadly decoys. One wrong herb, and her journey ends in tragedy.
Within half an hour, gather 20 non-toxic herbs that help with pregnancy. If you're off by even 1 herb, or pick the wrong kind, you lose.
The Empress's shadows close in as Shu races to find the cure.